President Putin may have assumed that the United States and our allies would bluff him when we warned of massive, unprecedented consequences.
This is time for us for resolve and not for appeasement.
It matters not just to Ukraine, but to the entire world. And together, I have no doubt we'll keep the flame of liberty burning bright.
La Russie ne peut ni ne doit gagner.
Die Ukraine ist Teil der europäischen Familie.
Ukraina wygra wojnę i zostanie odbudowana jeszcze piękniejsza niż była przed rosyjską agresją.
So be in no doubt we will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes.
Democracy will win. Peace will be restored.
We stand, we fight, and we will win because we are united. Ukraine, America, and the entire free world.
his extraordinary visit to Kyiv this week, President Biden promised he will stand with our friends in Ukraine for as long as it takes. President Biden added, freedom is worth fighting for as long as it takes. As you all know, President Biden is one of the first U.S. presidents ever to visit a war zone where U.S. troops are not engaged in that war. That shows just how much Ukraine's victory means not only to the United States, but to the President himself. And I've been reflecting this week on that commitment and thinking about what it would look like for Ukraine when they win the war. Tonight, I want you to think about it too. Imagine Ukraine victorious, her borders restored, her people safe and secure. Imagine Ukraine rebuilding her cities and her towns, her help her friends and allies. A country where soldiers go back to their families, children go back to the playgrounds, and musicians and dancers perform the grand old opera halls once more. Tonight, we have with us a group of Ukrainian artists, including the famous Tamala, dancers with Company E, and members of the band Titila. The members of this band have been serving combat medics with 130 Battalion, and they're soon to return to serve their country and go back to the battlefield. So I would like everybody to give them a applause. So we imagine the day that they can all return to Ukraine, a democratic Ukraine, a Ukraine at peace, a strong, free, prosperous nation, a victorious democracy. That will send a message to every tyrant in every dark corner that a proud people will always fight for their democracy and their homeland. And their friends in the U.S. and the UK will always support their cause. And even if the struggle is long and the hardship immense, in the words of President Zelensky, the good side of human nature will always prevail. So my friends, let us never forget how much the freedom of Ukraine means to the world and the friendship of the United States and the United
without countless hours donated by volunteers, by artists, by community members from all over. So I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to My Life, My Say. We've got lots of volunteers in the audience from My Life, My Say. Amazing organization. To the Patchwork Foundation, who provides opportunities for so many young British people. And let me hear you loud and proud, Ukrainian Students' Union. Study hard, because you know what? You're going to be the leaders that make sure, hopefully, we don't end up in this same place ever again. So our next speaker hardly needs an introduction, but I want to tell you a couple of things about her anyway. She's of Russian heritage, but I'm proud to say that not only is she a treasure of a British actress, but she's also a treasure of an American actress. She is one of the, I think, the only actor in the world to have achieved and earned the Triple Crown of acting in both the United Kingdom and in the United States, which means that she's won a BAFTA Film Award, a BAFTA Television Award, an Olivier Award in the UK, and in the US she's received an Academy Award, an Emmy, and a Tony. Not bad. And she's here because of her dedication to Ukraine, her support of its artists, and her desire to be here with you tonight. Helen Mirren. She's going to read a poem to us from Zehi Zadan. Take only what matters most. Zadan has 12 books of poetry and 7 novels and has won awards the world over. But perhaps most important, he's made several journeys to the front line in Donbass, and since February 2017, he co-founded a charity to provide humanitarian aid to frontline cities. So he is fighting the war with both his pen and with his words. Ms. Mirren, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Good. I know there's a It's fantastic to see you here. Let's hope everybody stays on our heads. But even if it does, it's just great to see you. This poem is by Zeki Take only what is most important. Take only what is most important. Take the letters. Take only what you can carry. Take the icons and the embroidery. Take the silver, take the wooden crucifix and the golden replicas. Take the bread, the vegetables from the garden. Then leave. We will never return again. We will never see our city again. Take the letters, all of them. Every last piece of bad news. We will never see our corner store again. We will never drink from that dry well again. We will never see familiar faces again. We are refugees. We run all night. We will run past fields of sunflowers. We will run from dogs, rest with cows. We will scoop up water with our bare hands, still waiting in camps, annoying the dragons. You will not return. Friends will never come back. There will be no smoky kitchens, no usual jobs. There will be no dreamy lights and sleepy towns, no green valleys, no suburban wastelands. The sun will be a smudge on the window of a cheap train rushing past cholera pits covered with lime. There will be blood on women's heels, tired guards on borderlands covered with snow, a poster with empty bags shot down, a priest with a shapeless smile hung by his ribs, the quiet of a cemetery, the noise of a command post, and unedited lists of the dead.
so long that there won't be enough time to check them for your own need. That's a very important, very powerful poem about Ukraine. But I think you will be back. And I would say, peace for Ukraine, democracy for Ukraine, and freedom for Ukraine. Thank you very much.
Helen Mirren, thank you for joining us tonight and lending your voice to us. The United Kingdom has stood with Ukraine since the first days of the invasion and every moment since. We're honored today to have representation from the senior levels of government in the UK, including the Minister of Defence, the Right Honourable Ben Wallace. Defence Minister Wallace has been very clear, Senator Vidal, working with the UK military to provide training and support to Ukrainian soldiers, as well as arms and now tanks to the front lines. He's a true friend of Ukraine and a true partner for the United States, a champion for democracy in Europe, and we're very happy to have him with us tonight. But before you hear from him, Prime Minister Sunak has sent us a personal message under 10 Downing Street.
Tomorrow marks 1 year since Russia invaded Ukraine and begun a brutal war against freedom. Since day one, the United Kingdom and United States of America have worked closely to support Ukrainian defences and rally the world to counter Russian aggression. This vigil tonight is a powerful reminder of our continued commitment to the cause, and I thank Her Excellency Ambassador Hartley, His Excellency Ambassador Christyko, their embassy teams, and all of you for standing together with the Ukrainian people tonight. I hope all of you will join me and the rest of the country in a minute's silence at 11 a.m. tomorrow to reflect on the horrors that have occurred since Russia's invasion. Lasting peace is possible when the international community unites together, exemplified again here in Trafalgar Square tonight. Thank you.
On behalf of all our friends, both from Ukraine and supporters from the United Kingdom, thank you for everything you have done to fight not only for your freedom, but for all our freedoms in Europe. This time last year, we weren't supposed to be here. President Putin had a plan. Within 3 weeks, he would have dominated Ukraine, sent people to filtration camps, and eventually turned that country, your wonderful country, into merely a pawn for his ambitions. For all of you here from Ukraine, the bravery of your countrymen and women who have stood against this aggression, this illegal war, this challenge to freedom, democracy and human rights, should be incredibly proud of what you're standing for. And also we should remember all those people who have already given their lives for your wonderful country. The United Kingdom, across all the political parties, from the Scottish National Party, the Labour Party, the Liberal Democrat Party and the Conservative Party, all fully support the efforts to make sure Putin is defeated in Ukraine and his army is sent home. Like Ukraine, Britain remembers what it was like to stand alone against overwhelming odds when many people thought we didn't have a chance in 1939. That's our link to you. But in the end, standing and fighting for our values and our sovereignty and the precious soil we stand on is a feeling that we know too well, and it is why we're going to stand with you to the very end. Yesterday I went to see the brave Ukrainian tank drivers who are training on our tanks that we're sending to help fight. Britain has trained 10,000 Ukrainian soldiers last year will train another 20,000. We're joined here in the United Kingdom by our friends from Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Lithuania, Norway, Sweden, Finland, all helping train your amazing soldiers, who with the bravest of the brave go out and fight, knowing that some of them, sadly, will not come back. But we'll continue with our support. More tanks, more missiles, everything we can give across the world. But it wasn't that easy. Last year, many of you who were in Ukraine at the time would have probably been scared, worried, as Russia massed 65% of its whole army on your borders. Well, you not only showed Russia, you showed us all that when you stand up for human rights and your country, anything is possible. Slava Ukraini.
Secretary Wallace, thank you. Now, I'm really proud to introduce you to Adam Hugg. He is the leader of the Westminster Council, and I can tell you for sure he's one man that we would not be here without. Organizing an event like this is an enormous, enormous task that usually takes months and months to do. But I have to tell you, when we called his staff, they immediately said, yes, let's do it. It doesn't matter. We're going to make it happen. So we're super grateful to you.
Delighted that our team was able to bring it.
I suppose in some ways this is like Westminster Council's living room, right? Thank you for having us in your home.
Always welcome.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about why it's important for you to be here today? What is Westminster Council doing to support refugees in the borough?
So I first visited Ukraine in 2003, shortly before the Orange Revolution, meeting and working with young political and human rights activists who are passionate about the need for change in their country and then yearning to be part of the wider European family. Before I was elected to be the Westminster City Council last May, as Director of the International Affairs and Policy Centre, I worked on issues including the influence of the Moscow Patriarchate, the Orthodox Church in Ukraine, the persecution of the Delta community after the 2014 invasion of Crimea, and Ukraine's clear commitment to a European future that was forged in the Maidan. And this time last year, we stood in horror at the actions of Putin and his lackeys, and then in awe at the resilience and bravery of the Ukrainian people and its armed services. As a city, Westminster stands in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Our residents have opened their homes to 690 Ukrainians, including 140 children, who fled the war, providing them with invaluable support and comfort at this most difficult time. The commitment of our residents has gone above and beyond, and we're so grateful for their selfless generosity and kindness that they've shown. I'm really proud of the work that's been done to support families to get their children involved in school, including a dedicated Ukrainian teacher who gives Ukrainian children the opportunity in schools to connect with their culture. But we know there are still families who are seeking refuge. We're encouraging our residents to sign up again to help us.
Thank you. So, on this anniversary, and we know it's not the anniversary of Russia's first invasion of Ukraine, but only the most recent, right? On this anniversary, how is Westminster marking this year?
As a council, we've been enormously proud to put together tonight's event in conjunction with the embassies and other partners. And it's great to see so many of you here tonight in solidarity with Ukraine. And we've been reflecting a lot this week about the impact and devastation the war has caused for so many families and the communities that arrived in our city who in the process have lost so much. Their homes, family members left behind, their country. Westminster City Council is marking the anniversary by lighting up Marble Arch on our own City Hall in the colours of the Ukrainian flag, as well as flying that flag at full mast. We're doing all we can through sustained campaigning efforts to ensure that no Russian assets left here in Westminster can be used to fund this illegal aggression. And finally, I'm thrilled to announce that tomorrow we'll be unveiling a permanent dedication to Ukraine in our city, a Kiev road in the heart of London.
Wait. Hold on, Councillor Hugg. For those of you in the very, very back, listen, this is the first time this is being announced. One more time.
So,
what are you doing tomorrow?
One more time for those in the back. We will be launching tomorrow a Kiev road in the heart of London, here in Westminster. And we've been looking to commemorate the support that our people have for the Ukrainians, and as a city that is now home to so many displaced by the war, I'm delighted that we've been able to find that way to do so. It's a small stretch of road, but we're so proud to be able to show our solidarity with you and your struggle with the visible war here in our city.
Thank you, Councillor Hugg. Right. I kind of have the feeling.
Well, thank you.
So I'm pretty sure we're going to need to meet for a big street party on Kiev Road when Ukraine wins this war, right? That's exactly right. So our next performers are a group of dancers and musicians from the US-based Company E. You saw some of their dancers earlier with Atitila, and they've been here all week in London working with Ukrainian dancers in partnership to create new commissions. They have a Ukrainian choreographer. They choreographed a movement for them that was sent from Ukraine, and they did it all by cell phone when the power was available. We've had artists that have traveled from other places all around Europe who are in exile and who have formed this really amazing American-Ukrainian group that you'll see in front of you today. This group, part of this group also had the good fortune of performing in one of the schools that Councillor Hugg mentioned that had 10 Ukrainian students that had welcomed to it. And I have to say, one of the students was a 6-year-old little boy who was hugging himself the whole time and kind of swaying to the music and enjoying it. But then afterwards, the teacher told me that the reason why he seemed so shell-shocked is because he had recently lost both his father and his grandfather in the war. But the love that the teachers here were showing him is going to be invaluable to him in surviving that loss. They said that they're organizing play therapy for them. They're doing what they can to help them with language skills, to work through some of that trauma, and to be able to integrate with the British students and realize that the United Kingdom welcomes these kids and wants them to live a life full of freedom and health, and is here to support them in doing that. So we really appreciate everything that the Council and other cities across the United Kingdom are doing to welcome refugees from Ukraine, especially their children. So right now, as they're setting up, I want to introduce you to Company E. Co-artistic directors Paul Emerson and Stephanie Knoll, who's a Ukrainian and American. They have a long-standing relationship with Ukrainian dancers. Some of them are here with us tonight. And I think we are just, I'm waiting for them to give me the nod that they're just about ready to start. Right? One more second? Actually, I'm delighted to have one more second because I want to introduce you to Ami and Clifton. Ami's coming to us from San Francisco. Clifton's coming to us from Washington, D.C. And Victor's coming to us from Ukraine. And you're going to hear some beautiful American-Ukrainian music created freshly just for you.